and gentlemen, we have made it. What have we made it to? Oh, I'll tell you. We have made it to the first Sunday of the NFL regular season. I am so excited. Been waiting so long. The NFL is here. It is upon us. Let's jump into our predictions, shall we? Let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, hi, and welcome. I am Gorilla Matt, your host for today. We're going to make this quick. I just woke up and I'm like, shoot, I have not made my prediction video yet, and let's go do that. So, I know I didn't make it before Thursday night's game with the Cowboys and Bucks, but listen, I think everyone in the entire country knew that the Bucks were going to win. Was I hopeful that the Cowboys were going to win? Yeah. And I'm going to be honest, I have to give Dallas credit. Dallas played a hell of a game. Did they leave some points on the board from the special teams? Yes, okay. The kicker did not lose that game for them. It's a team sport, and while he did miss a chip shot field goal and the extra point, the defense just kind of ran out of gas there at the end. But I have to give Dallas credit. Dallas played a hell of a game. Their offense, I mean, they were going toe-to-toe with the Super Bowl champions, who returned all 22 of their starters from their Super Bowl game. So I was very impressed with the Dallas Cowboys. I think they have a very bright future this season, as long as everybody can stay healthy. I definitely see the Dallas Cowboys making a playoff push. What's up, Jordan? What's up, Light Flames? Welcome. We just woke up and I'm like, oh shit, I haven't made a prediction video. So here we are. So, Game 1, Jacksonville Jaguars at the Houston Texans. Look, with the whole Deshaun Watson thing going on in Houston, I just, get out of here, Java. No one cares about you. And Deshaun Watson's actually not going to play at all. Which, you know what? That's a whole other situation that I'm not going to get into. But they're starting Tyrod Taylor, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Can I see Houston kind of sneaking through? My prediction for today's football will be played. Some teams win, some teams lose. I love your prediction, Jordan. With Houston, Tyrod Taylor, I've always liked Tyrod. I think Tyrod's a solid quarterback, and I think in every situation that he's been in where he could become and be the starting quarterback, they drafted some quarterback that ended up passing him. You look in Cleveland. You look at LA. Like, I just feel bad for the guy, but this is a game I'm kind of 50-50 on. I can see the Texans getting the win. I mean, they're going up against a rookie quarterback, a damn good rookie quarterback from what I've heard, and technically, a new NFL coach. Obviously, Urban Meyer is not a new coach, but he's new to the NFL, and sometimes you find that these college football coaches don't always translate well into the NFL. That being said, I think the Jaguars go into Houston and get the win. I'm predicting Jacksonville to get the win. Jaguars over Texans. Next game is the Los Angeles Chargers at the Washington football team. Washington still trying to figure out a name for their franchise. I'm sorry, Washington football team is the stupidest football name I have. Like, you couldn't make any kind of, like, can I get a yeah? Yes! Subscriber. Jordan with the gifted sub.
Tier 1 sub to Light Flames _TTV. They have given 38 gift subs in the channel.
Jordan, thank you so much for the gifted sub. I appreciate you. Washington football team. Stupidest football name I'm sorry. Like, when you were deciding, our previous name was racist, let's think of a new team name. You couldn't have come up with a different, Washington football team. That being said, Washington fields a great defense and an amazing defensive line. Chase Young, he's a star in the league. What's up, Jakey? Jordan with the gift to Jordan. Cool name, crew. Washington's got a good defense. Washington also now has Ryan Fitzmagic at the helm at quarterback, which I definitely think is great. Alex Smith last year won Comeback Player of the Year there. And I think Ryan Fitzpatrick is another great quarterback. They're going up against a new head coach for the Los Angeles Chargers. but with Justin Herbert. Justin Herbert, I don't watch college football. This is the first year that I actually watched the first 2 weeks of college football, which is amazing for me because every time I watch a game, I'm like, okay, whatever, and I don't watch another game. But I actually watched last week and this week's college football game. Ohio lost. Yeah, I chose the Ohio State Buckeyes because, I live an hour and 45 minutes away from Ohio State, and of course, they got upset by Oregon. But anyway, moving on. We're talking NFL here. Justin Herbert is legit. I really, really enjoyed watching him last season, and I think that it's a tall task to go into Washington. You still have Ron Rivera over there, Ron Rivera is a defensive-minded head coach. I believe he played on the defense of the 85 Bears. He's very defensive minded, and Washington's got a good defense. So Washington's defense, for whatever slack the offense might give, the defense is probably going to help cover. And they're playing at home. Look, I like the Chargers, and I would love to see the Chargers make a playoff run this season, but I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to go with Washington. I think Washington just manages to squeeze out a win. But this is another one that I could go either way for, but for this game, I'm sticking with the home team. I'm sticking with Washington. The next game we have is Seattle Seahawks against the Indianapolis Colts in Indiana. Hey, there's a little beef this offseason with Russell Wilson and the front office, just like there was in another team, which we'll get to. Let Russ cook. And Russ had publicly gone out and talked some shit about his offensive line. But look, Russell Wilson's obviously one of the best quarterbacks in the league right now, and you got to protect him. You look at Andrew Luck, for example. Andrew Luck, I loved watching Andrew Luck. I actually have a t-shirt I went to a Ravens at Colts game years ago, and I bought an Andrew Luck t-shirt. I loved Andrew Luck. That dude was awesome, and I wish he was still in the NFL, but I'm happy that he's found happiness in retiring because he just kept getting hurt. They didn't have an offensive line at the time. So this season's going to be very interesting for Seattle because if Seattle doesn't protect Russ, will Russ demand a trade next season? You streaming the event later, or are you going to be watching football? I will be streaming the event because as soon as that event's over, I'm going over to a concert to see All Time Low in the Main tonight. So yes, I will be streaming the event, and then as soon as the event's over, I'm out. Peace, gone, bye. I do think that the Seahawks will push for a wild card playoff spot. I think as far as taking the NFC West title, I think the Rams. I think Matthew Stafford was the answer that they were looking for, and I think Matthew Stafford's going to help that team win a lot of games. Skipping the Green Bay game, oof. Yeah, okay, listen. When I bought these concert tickets, I didn't realize that Green Bay... This was open. I should have looked. I should have looked at the schedule, but I didn't. So yes, I will be watching the Green Bay game late. I'll be watching it when I get fake fan. Shut the fuck up, Jordan. Let's throw some take the L's in chat and some rages in chats for Jordan. Anyway, Seattle is going into Indianapolis to play the Colts, who just announced that Carson Wentz, their new quarterback from Philly, and Quentin Nelson are starting today. So those are two huge key pieces. They, this offseason, had surgery on their foot, and I believe both were just in the COVID protocol. Getting those two guys back is huge. Here's my concern with the Colts this year, and if you listen to the Pat McAfee show, you're probably on a similar page. I'm on a similar page as Pat and boys. They don't really have a number one wide receiver now that T.Y. Hilton is out with an injury. He just had, I believe, neck surgery. That makes me nervous for the Colts. Now, that being said, the Colts have a great running back room, okay? Not only do the Colts have a great running back room, but the Colts also have one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL in Quentin Nelson. Darius Leonard's on defense. You've got Carson Wentz, who's, hopefully revigorated and ready to just show that, hey, you know what, Philadelphia made a mistake letting me go. I understand why Philadelphia let him go. He was always getting hurt. I don't think he's played a full season in quite some time. But the Colts look good. Do they need another wide receiver? Do they need like a true number one wide receiver? Yes. And that's not, I don't mean to say that and say like, oh, the other wide receivers on their team are trash. No. But you have a weapon in T.Y. Hilton. And losing T.Y. Hilton that's going to put more pressure on their other wide receivers to really step up, next man up, and make some plays. So this game is a tough one for me, and this is who I'm going to pick. I'm picking the Colts, and here's why I'm picking the Colts. The offensive line, the run game. Hopefully the Colts will control the clock that way, okay? The Colts have a great offensive line. Hopefully can kind of keep Seattle's defense at bay. Seattle's defense has never really been the same since the Legion of Boom back in the day. So while I think Russell Wilson, when you have Russell Wilson as a quarterback, you're always in the game. And I don't like the Seahawks, but I can respect what Russell Wilson does. I can respect what Pete Carroll does. And they play some good football. They play to the situations. Very similar to just how masterful like Coach Bill Belichick does up in New England. I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going to go with the Colts just because that run game, the offensive line, I like the Colts defense, and we'll see. I think the Colts defense is going to put pressure on Seattle's offensive line, and we'll see how long they can keep Russ upright. I don't know. So, yeah, I'm going to go Colts for this one. Next, we have the New York Jets at the Carolina Panthers. Now, this is a game. This is, I think, an under-the-radar, really cool game this week. So, previous quarterback to the New York Jets was Sam Darnold. Well, Sam Darnold is now a Carolina Panther, okay? Jets, new head coach in Robert Saleh, and a new rookie quarterback taken, I think, second overall. Yeah, Zach Wilson. Jets? I like Robert Saleh. Okay, I do. I think he's going to be a great head coach. He was an amazing defensive coordinator. It's going to be interesting. Who am I rooting for this game? I would love to see the Panthers win. Mainly, I would love to see Sam Darnold go, hey, you know what? We may not have worked out, New York, but I'm still good. So I'm really hoping that Sam Darnold gets his revenge game today. See what I think Robbie Anderson is still over in Carolina. This is another one where I'm like, I don't know. So I'm going to go with what I want to happen. A part of me wants the Jets to win because the Jets are in the AFC, the Packers are in the NFC. If you couldn't tell by my shirt or my hat, my green hat, I'm a big Green Bay Packer fan. I always want the AFC team to beat the NFC team. But in this situation, I would love to see Sam Darnold get the win over his old team. So I guess I don't know. This is a tough one for me. These first few games have been tough. I don't know. Sorry, I'm yawning again. Just woke up and I was like, "Oh, I got to make this video." I'm gonna export this video over to YouTube, Grill Matt TV, when we're all said and done. You know what? This is a tough one. And I'm not entirely sure. I'm kind of 50-50 on this. Part of me wants the Jets to win, obviously, to help the Packers with playoff seeding. Part of me wants the Panthers to win so that Sam Darnold can get a win. You know what? I'm gonna go with my heart. I hope that Sam Darnold gets his revenge. So I hope Sam Darnold gets his revenge, kind of reestablishes himself as a starting quarterback with Carolina. I'm going to do what I normally try not to do and vote for the NFC team over the AFC team. But I'll let one slide. I would love to see Sam Darnold just ball out tonight, or this afternoon, and just beat the Jets. That'd be awesome. Next game, we have the Minnesota Vikings actually in Cincinnati facing the Bengals today. I almost got tickets for this game because the concert venue that I'm going to is literally right next door to Paul Brown Stadium. So it's like, oh, cool. I go to the football game and then I just walk right over to the concert venue and watch my favorite bands play. But that's not the case. Listen, Minnesota Vikings kind of fell off last year. Now, with COVID, everything, injuries, trades, the Vikings really lost a lot of key players on defense last year. They were not the same defense that normally is directed by Mike Zimmer. I got a lot of respect for Mike Zimmer. I think he is an amazing head coach, obviously very defensive-minded. His defenses are always amazing. I'm going to go with the Vikings this game. While I'm not a fan of saying that, someone else in the NFC North is going to win a game, The Bengals, while they have offensive weapons, they picked that wide receiver in the first round. I don't feel like the Bengals did anything to really boost their offensive line. What was the Bengals' issue last year? Their offensive line. That is why Joe Burrow, the number 1 overall pick in last year's draft, ended up getting hurt. Like, he was getting just destroyed every single game because his offensive line couldn't do shit. So I think the Vikings, and their defense, I think that their defense is going to be way better than last year. And you obviously have a veteran quarterback in Kirk Cousins playing. I'm hoping, it was fun to watch Justin Jefferson last year play. I think Justin Jefferson takes another step forward as one of their young but very talented wide receivers. I think the Vikings go into Cincinnati and they get the win. My heart says, please Bengals, get your shit together and beat the Vikings, because I'm a Packer fan. Next game, we have the Arizona Cardinals going to Nashville to play the Tennessee Titans. Listen, this I think is going to be a great game. You got J.J. Watt now over in Arizona. Tennessee just... When you think, okay, could Tennessee get any better? Because obviously that run game. Ryan Tannehill comes over to Tennessee. They find their rhythm at quarterback. You've got Derrick Henry, one of the best NFL running backs. And then they add Julio Jones. What? I think the Titans are going to be a powerhouse team this year. I really do. And while I like Kyler Murray, and I love that they added A.J. Green to that offensive weapon list over in Arizona, obviously J.J. Watt's now on defense. I think this is going to be a great game. And I'm just going to give the edge to the home team. I'm giving the edge to Tennessee. Kyler was playing lights out at the start of last season, then kind of fell a little bit. Can Kyler pick back up to where he left off early in the season last year is my biggest question. As far as the Titans go, how are you going to utilize Julio Jones, one of the best wide receivers to play the game? Yeah, I know hasn't been as productive. He's had a few injuries, but he's still Julio Jones. You don't need him to every single play go to. He just adds a completely other dynamic to that offense. That's going to be a fun team to watch. I'm going to give the edge to the Titans just because I trust the Titans' run game, an offensive line. It's a home game. I see the Titans winning. Sorry, Arizona. Next, we have the San Francisco 49ers at the Detroit Lions. Now, listen. I like the energy that Dan Campbell, new head coach for the Detroit Lions, is bringing to that team. I think it's needed. Detroit fans need that energy. I think it's tough to be a Detroit Lions fan when you've had some of the players that you've had. Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson, Matthew Stafford even. These amazing, phenomenal players and you still couldn't go far with. And I think it's more so on the organization, front office's part for that. But I like the energy Detroit has there now, and I'm hoping that carries throughout the regular season. Jamal Williams, I love you, bro. You're a Detroit Lion now, but I still wish you success. And then you have the 49ers. Coming into Detroit, Kyle Shanahan, obviously an amazing head coach. Jimmy Garoppolo is the starting quarterback, he has said. But they also drafted Trey Lance at, I believe, number 5 overall in this last draft. I am yawning. I'm so sorry. I think they're going to have some package looks for Trey, honestly, from what I've read. But here's the thing. San Francisco 2 years ago was in the Super Bowl. Last year, obviously, injuries plagued San Francisco. San Francisco last year, they lost Nick Bosa. Richard Sherman was out for a while. Jimmy Garoppolo was hurt for a while. Just those 3 people right there are 3 huge starters for your team. I think San Francisco is going to get this win. I think Kyle Shanahan starts off on a good foot. We'll just see. Can Jimmy Garoppolo stay on the field? Can he stay healthy? I think San Francisco's defense is going to go right back to just about where it was. We'll see if it can take that next step. I'll see if the offense can continue to stay consistent. Kittle got hurt. Yeah, Kittle last year. Oh, that's right. How did I forget about Kittle? Yes, Kittle was hurt last year. Thank you, Jakey. For those of you who are like, who are you talking to? I have chat on my other screen. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, Kittle got hurt. 4 players right there that are incredibly important to your football team. So I think San Francisco gets the win against Detroit. Look, I'm not a Jared Goff hater by any means, but I think it's a downgrade for Matthew Stafford. I have so much respect, and I hold Matthew Stafford to such high regard. Like, that dude is tough as nails. And then even tougher. Like, whatever's tougher than nails, that's Matthew Stafford. He just never had a fantastic team around him. So I think San Francisco gets this win. Next, you have the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Buffalo Bills. Now, this is another great game right here. 2 playoff teams from last year. Obviously, the Bills went pretty far into the playoffs. Josh Allen just signed that mega extension. Look, I like the Bills here. And honestly, I see the Bills as being one of the top teams in the AFC this year. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, I think, match made in heaven. They have chemistry, and I feel like they had immediate chemistry as soon as Stephon went over there. Steelers. You can never count the Steelers out because Mike Tomlin is an amazing head coach. Easily a Hall of Fame coach. Easily. Like, Mike Tomlin is just on top of that coaching tier list. But they're playing in Buffalo. I could see it going either way. This rookie running back, I believe his name is like Harris with the Steelers. Obviously, you got Juju, you've got Chase Claypool. There's another one. I want to say it's Washington. I could be mistaken. I want to say the other wide receiver is Washington. You've got some great weapons with the Steelers. Obviously, you just signed T.J. Watt, one of the best defenders in the league, to a huge extension. The Steelers have a team. They always have a team. They're always going to have a chance to win, especially with Mike Tomlin there. I like Buffalo, though. I like Buffalo here. I feel like I've been going with the home team quite a bit, but it's tough in these like toss-up situations. Look, I'm going to go with the home team again. I'm going with Buffalo. I think Buffalo just continues to build upon what they did last year and the year before, and I think Buffalo is going to be a true contender in the AFC. I'm sorry. Challenging the Chiefs for that top spot in the AFC. Next game, we have the Philadelphia Eagles at the Atlanta Falcons. Look, I think the Philadelphia Eagles are a dumpster fire. And that's, I don't mean to trash on Jalen Hurts at all. I think the Falcons get this win. You still have Matt Ryan. You have this new tight end in Kyle Pitts. You have Calvin Ridley at wide receiver. And they're playing in Atlanta. Again, I'm going with this home team. This is we're seeing a trend here. Yes, there's going to be a new head coach in Atlanta. That being said, you still have Matt Ryan. You still have Calvin Ridley. You now have the number 4 overall in Kyle Pitts, tight end playing, who is considered one of the best players in the last draft. I think the Falcons get the win. Do I think Philadelphia will keep it close? No. I actually think the Falcons are just going to blow the Eagles out. Sorry, Philly. I know you're a handful of years removed from the Super Bowl, and you had a team, but I don't know. I don't have a lot of faith in Philadelphia, and I think that, unfortunately for them, they're going to start the season off 0-1. Next, we have another amazing game this week. You have the Cleveland Browns at Kansas City. Look, I could see this game going either way, and I'll talk about that right here. Cleveland Browns, they, for the first time in years, went to the Super Bowl. Went to the playoffs last year, okay? First game in the playoffs, they beat their division rivals, the Pittsburgh Steelers. They destroyed the Steelers. I love what the Browns have going for them right now. They've obviously got a ton of talent, both on offense and defense. Kevin Stefanski, I think, was a great hiring at head coach for them. And that defense. Can we just talk about their defense for a second? Myles Garrett. Now they have Jadeveon Clowney. Everyone else they've got on defense. On offense, Baker Mayfield, will he continue to take a step forward as starting quarterback in the league? You have Odell Beckham. You have Jarvis Landry. You have Austin Hooper. How could I forget? Kareem Hunt and Chubb, right? Nick Chubb? Right? That's the running back's name now? Ooh, I gotta look that up. Now that's bothering me. I want to say it's Chubb. Hold on. Browns running back. I want to say it's Chubb. Yeah, Nick Chubb. Okay. I like what the Browns have got on that roster, okay? I do. But Kansas City's coming off of a Super Bowl loss, okay? I can't imagine what that's like. That's got to just leave a horrible taste in your mouth. So they're hungry. They're hungry to prove that, hey, we slipped in the Super Bowl, but we want to go right back to the Super Bowl, and we want to show that we are the next big dynasty in the NFL. This really could go either way. I really feel like this is a toss-up between the two teams. I think these are going to be two teams that just dominate in the AFC this year. But I'm going to go with the Chiefs. And I hate saying that because I really, really think the Browns have a chance too. This isn't to diminish anything that the Browns are working with. And maybe the Browns use this as fuel. Like, maybe a lot of people think the Browns are going to lose strictly because Kansas City is Kansas City. They're coming off a Super Bowl loss. They're hungry to prove themselves. But I think the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill. I mean, goddamn, like the weapons that the Chiefs have. I guess here's where it comes down to. Will home field advantage actually help the Chiefs? And will the Chiefs' defense take a step forward? Because I see the Browns with a great defense and a great offense, and I see the Chiefs with an amazing offense and a good defense. Can their defense make Baker uncomfortable and help their offense? Can the Chiefs play complementary football? That's my question. We'll see, but I'm going with the Chiefs. Next game is America's Game of the Week. You have the Green Bay Packers traveling to Jacksonville to play the New Orleans Saints because of the hurricane. I'm going to Packers. And this isn't me being biased. This is me just... You're out Michael Thomas. You're out a few defensive players. Who are your wide receivers, New Orleans? And this is no disrespect to the wide receiver room over in New Orleans, but I'm sorry. Like, have any of the other wide receivers really taken that step forward as the true wide receiver too? Like, I don't know any of them. And that might be on me. This might be me just being ignorant. But I think Green Bay goes into Jacksonville to play the Saints and just destroys them. I do. It was just announced via Ian Rappaport that Zadarius Smith is going to be suiting up to play today for Green Bay. Green Bay, we beat the Saints last year without Devontae Adams. This year we're going into play New Orleans with Devontae Adams. We have Randall Cobb now added to the mix. Yes, Green Bay's offensive line has some new pieces to it. We lost Corey Linsley. Huge loss for our offensive line. But I like what we've seen from our rookie center. Obviously, David Bakhtiari is on the PUP list, so he's not going to be playing for the first 6 weeks. But I'm going with Green Bay. I think Green Bay, yes. I know Jameis Winston is starting for the Saints, and you'll see some designs for Taysom Hill, but I think Green Bay goes in and gets the win. And I don't think it's going to be close. Hopefully the Saints will make it a game, but I think Green Bay goes in and gets the win. Sticking with that. Next, you have the Denver Broncos at the New York Giants. Another game where I'm going with the Broncos here. Here's why. New York Giants, what are you doing? What are you doing? You got fights, like big fights going on in training camp. I just don't see the Giants doing too well this year. I hope for New York's sake that Danny Dimes is the answer. Daniel Jones at quarterback really does take that next step forward and helps that team get back to where it was, but I don't see it. I don't see it in this game. Teddy Bridgewater is now leading the helm in Denver. I like what Denver's got going for them. I like what they've got on defense. I like what they got on offense. I think the Broncos go into New York and get the win. Next, you got the Dolphins at the Patriots, Miami in New England. Hey, look, I'm going with the Patriots here, and I am jumping on that Mac Jones hype train, and this is why. It's Bill Belichick, okay? Don't ever bet against Bill Belichick. But listen, like, He spent so much money at the start of free agency, bringing in more weapons. That was the Patriots' big issue last year. Is they really didn't have any weapons. I felt bad for Cam Newton because Cam Newton, they were asking him to do a lot with a little. Like, they were giving him a little, but asking him for a lot in return. I think the Dolphins go in, and I think the Dolphins just... It depends on Tua. I'm sorry, Jakey. Jakey's sitting in chat saying, let's go, Dolphins. Look, Jakey, and I need to see Tua take that next step. If Tua can go in and take that next step, I think the Dolphins have a team. Obviously, the Dolphins won a lot of games last year. And the Dolphins, every year I feel like the Dolphins play New England and get some kind of win over New England. And you're like, how did that happen? Are the Dolphins the Patriots' like Achilles heel? I don't know. But I'm jumping in the Mac Jones hype train. I think the Patriots are going to get a win in New England. That's not to say that the Dolphins can't cause an upset. That's not what I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jake. Jakey's probably like, unfollow, hate this guy. You're wrong. But the Patriots spent a lot of money in free agency. They have a new young quarterback that, from all accounts, has earned the respect of the locker room, has played well, apparently has like photographic memory. I think the Patriots are going to try to make a push to be at the top again this year. We'll see. Is it overhyped? Are we overhyping Mac Jones? Are we putting too much pressure on him? I don't know, but we'll find out. Okay. Then we have the Sunday night game. Now, this is a game I think is going to be fun to watch. We got Chicago at LA, the Bears versus the Rams. Now, listen. I like the Matthew Stafford trade to the Rams. The Rams are all in on trying to get back to the Super Bowl and win a Super Bowl. And listen, the Rams have an amazing defense. The Rams have got stuff on offense, okay? The Rams are a great team. And I honestly, and I don't mean to like, obviously Jared Goff, great quarterback. But I think he was holding them back. I think Jared Goff was holding them back. You bring Matthew Stafford, a quarterback who I hold in such high esteem. As a Green Bay Packer fan, I've watched Matthew Stafford play so much. I think Matthew Stafford is the epitome of tough. That dude is the dude, okay? And I think he is that missing piece for LA. Now, LA, of course, they lost their starting running back this offseason, but Sean McVay, head coach of the Rams, I think he's going to make it happen. He's going to make it work. I think the Rams, they host the Chicago Bears. They're playing in their stadium for the first time with a whole bunch of fans. I think the Rams, although, you know, the Bears have a defense. The Bears have a good defense. New quarterback in Andy Dalton. They've got Justin Fields nipping right behind Andy Dalton to get that starting quarterback role. I think the Rams win. I do. I think the Rams win. Do I think the Bears will keep it close? Maybe for a little bit, but they won't be able to stick with them. I think the Rams just all gas, no fucking break. I can't see the Rams not doing well this season. I think the Rams take the NFC West, and I think they are going to be a team to beat this year. And it makes me scared as a Packer fan knowing that they're in my conference. But you know what? Matthew Stafford, he deserves that. And I think he's going to take that team far. They're going to have a deep playoff push. I might regret that later in the season. Maybe they fall apart. But I as of right now, I firmly believe that the Rams are going to be a team. To cap off week 1, you have the Baltimore Ravens at the wow, almost 2 mistakes there. At the Las Vegas Raiders. Hey, listen, Baltimore is like the San Francisco 49ers this year. They have been plagued by injuries. I mean, the injuries that the Ravens have endured this offseason, what kind of turf are you running on? What kind of stuff are your trainers doing with you? Because clearly something's not working. But they picked up a lot of good running back talent to kind of make up for that running back room. They signed Le'Veon Bell, I believe, to the practice squad, but I'm sure he'll make the active roster. Last I heard from a report was that they were picking up Leviticus Murray. I think the Ravens are a team. I think the Ravens are a great team. But man, they're hurt. Hopefully they can stay healthy and get healthy. They're going to Las Vegas to play the Raiders. Now look, the Raiders are one of those teams, okay? The Raiders are one of those teams that, for whatever reason, win games that they're not supposed to win, and then lose games that you expected them to win. I could very easily see the Raiders going out, Derek Carr just balling, and getting the win. I can see the Raiders getting the win. But I could also see the Ravens just doing what they do and run all over the Raiders. Now, I have to pick one. And honestly, I'm going to go with the Ravens. It's one of those situations where I say the team and I'm questioning it. Like, do I really think the Ravens? I think the Ravens pulled off. You know, Lamar Jackson just got a playoff win last year. Although they've suffered some major injuries this offseason, we'll see how they do week one. For week one, I'm still on that bandwagon where I think that the Ravens are definitely going to pull off the win. But that being said, I could see the Raiders pulling the upset. I could. Those are my picks. Let's have some fun right now real quick and pick. Let's pick our division winners, okay? Good teams here real quick. All right. Let's pick our division winners, shall we? I was hoping this would pull it up. Okay, here we go. Divisions. Down here. You can't see because here. There we go. My internet crashed. F. Dolphins win the division. Jakey's bold saying the Dolphins. All right, we'll start from the AFC North. We'll go from the left of the screen to the right of the screen. All right, AFC North. You have the Ravens, Bengals, Browns, and Steelers. I think the Browns take the division. What's up, Zombie? I think the Browns take the division. But I think the Steelers and Ravens are very, very solid wild card candidates. You got the AFC East. You got the Bills, the Dolphins, the Patriots, and the Jets. Look, I'm sorry, Jakey. I think the Bills take the division again. I do. I think this is the Bills' division to lose. But I think the Dolphins and Pats will be biting at their heels. AFC South. I was torn between the Titans and the Colts. Okay, I was torn between the Titans and the Colts. And I'm going to go with the Titans over the Colts. As long as we make the playoffs, I'm happy. Hey, there you go. I'm picking the Titans over the Colts, mainly because I just think the Titans are a more well-rounded team, and that's no disrespect to the Colts. I like the Colts. The Colts are one of my AFC teams that I genuinely like. I hope they do well. I think Tennessee's got it. But I definitely think the Colts can make a wild card push. AFC West, West, can't speak. The AFC West, Chiefs. That's the Chiefs division to lose. Sorry. No disrespect to the other three teams in that division, but that's the Chiefs division to lose. Do I think that any of the other teams can make a wild card push? Yes. I could see the Chargers making a wild card push. And if the Raiders can play consistent, good football, I can see the Raiders making a wild card push. But that's my pick for the AFC. You got the Browns, the Bills, the Titans, and the Chiefs. Those are my division winners. I'm not going to pick wild card teams like, oh, this is going to be a wild card team. I'm going to give you my wild card predictions. Like who I think could make the wild card, but not my locks for the wild card. I'm able to get the Fortnite Magma Pack or the next season Battle Pass. Get the next season Battle Pass because the Magma Pack will come back, Zombie. Okay, the NFC North, that's the Packers. Packers all day, every day. As long as you've got Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, Packers are winning that division. That being said, I think the Vikings definitely make a wild card push. And I could see Chicago making a wild card push. I'm sorry, Detroit, but I need to see a few games from Detroit to see where Detroit's kind of where Detroit's at. NFC East. Now listen. Prior to Thursday night's game, I was like Washington hands down. Washington hands down is winning the NFC East. But after Thursday night's game with the Broncos, Jesus, Matt, with the Buccaneers and the Cowboys, I think the Cowboys can make a push for that division title. If I had to pick between Washington and Dallas, honestly, I'm changing my mind to Dallas. I think Dallas is going to take the East, and I hate saying that because it's a Cowboy. It's the Cowboys, and the Cowboy fans are obnoxious. That being said, the Cowboys look damn good Thursday night, and I think if they build upon their successes, reduce their failures from Thursday night's game, I think the Cowboys are going to make a push. That being said, Washington will 100% be pushing for a wild card spot if that happens, or vice versa. If Washington wins, Cowboys will be a wild card. Next, you got the NFC South. You got the Bucks, the Saints, the Panthers, and the Falcons. Look, this is the Bucks division to lose. The Bucks just came off a Super Bowl win. Tom Brady's there. They're returning all 22 of their starters on offense and defense. That's the Bucks division to lose. Do I see one of those teams making a push? Not really. Not really. Maybe the Falcons. That's the Bucks division to lose. NFC West, Rams. I think the 49ers are going to make a push. I think the NFC West is a fantastic division. You've got great quarterbacks on all four teams, okay? I think all three of the other teams, excluding the Rams, can make a push to be in the playoffs. But I think the Rams take the division. I'm sorry. I am all bought in on the Matthew Stafford hype train for the Rams. I think that's the missing piece. I think the Rams are going to be a tough team this year. Those are my division winners. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. My name is Gorilla Matt. I'm going to try to do these live streams weekly to discuss my predictions for the week. We'll keep track of my wins and my losses in like the comment section or like in the description of these videos, because I am going to be exporting these videos over to my YouTube channel, Gorilla Matt TV. The only reason we stopped doing this series last year was because my grandpa had passed away, and I forgot to record that week's video because obviously I was a little distracted, and I just never went back to it. So this year we're going to keep it strong. We're going to go and we're going to predict every single week up until the Super Bowl. Hope you guys join me, and please feel free to let me know your predictions in the comments down below when I do export this over to YouTube, because I'd love to hear what your predictions are. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube and you'd like to participate with me live, come over to Twitch, twitch.tv/GorillaMatt, all one word, so you can be a part of this live, and hit that follow button when you come over to Twitch, because we are closing in on 900 followers on the channel. If you're watching this on YouTube, please consider smashing that subscribe button, hitting that thumbs up. You guys know the spiel. I'm going to tell you anyway, but you guys know the spiel. Gorilla Matt out. We'll see you guys next time. I love you guys. That's all I got for you. Peace.